Greetings everyone, my name is Greg. In this video, I am going to talk about how it is not my job to parent your kids. This came about because of a comment that I had gotten the other day, and I'm going to shrink this down so you can see that what I'm talking about is this person here. Now, I've since blocked them because, one, they're 15, and two, that's at least the story that ended up being told. I don't know someone's age. When somebody posts something like this, YouTube doesn't tell me what their age is. And to try and be, well, the picture. There are grown adults that use pictures that are goofy like this. So that doesn't mean anything. The thing is, this one had kind of gotten my interest from the start because I'm a Christian and I just thought you were trying to be a jerk. Then I listened to you for a bit. Wouldn't you listen to somebody before you reach a conclusion? Fuck no. That's not the way people seem to be thinking anymore. And this is something that I think happens frequently with YouTube. Is somebody will like or dislike something, not because they've actually watched it and like it or dislike it, but rather, this is going against something that I identify with. So I'm going to dislike it because it's going against my team. Fuck your team. Your team doesn't mean shit to me. The thing is, I do not gear my channel for teenagers because, hell, the eye candy that I've used in different pictures, and the fact that having a lot of times I've had a calendar behind me, and it's a matter of, I like the female body. To me, it's a calendar. If somebody's getting all worked up and, in a sense, masturbating to my videos just because they see a woman in a swimsuit, that has me shaking my head. That's a level of stupidity. I've encountered that type of nonsense. But it is something that I just shake my head at and if you're that hard up, you have issues. But someone like this, I tear apart what they're claiming, and I don't hold back, and I can be a bit aggressive at times, a bit heated, depending on the level of dumb that I feel I'm encountering. But there's nothing in this that would indicate to me that it is necessarily a teenager. Because, frankly, to use the term stupid or ignorant regarding the Bible and uneducated regarding what's in the Bible, you can't say, well, that's a teenager because they don't know anything, because I've dealt with grown-ass adults that are as ignorant of the Bible, if not more so, than this. So there's no way for somebody to, and even something like this, I hope this doesn't burn your eyes to see this, but praise God. It's stupid. But it's a level of stupid that doesn't denote teenager. It just denotes a Christian that is really fucking stupid, that doesn't understand what atheism and anti-theism actually is. But because I point out that it is about thought crime, infanticide. Because I had said about, you know what Passover is about? It's not about sin or salvation. It's about the God killing babies. Infanticide. The thing is, then the kicker with this, well, this person, this child, and I want to say for anybody that's a teenager that's listening to this, yes, to me, I'm 44. If you're a teenager, to me, don't take it wrong, you're a child. To me, you're a kid. It's not meant to be insulting, it's just meant to be, compared to me, you're young enough to be my kid. So I'm gonna term you're a kid to me. The thing is, notice, the church has had time to grow. The church has not really changed more than how they've been forced to by society. And then the 2 commandments from which all others are to interpret. No. To use the term, the 2 commandments of Jesus are bullshit, because Jesus was nothing. Not to mention Jesus was a Jew. You can't get away from that, Christians. And as a Jew, he would have been bound to obey all 613 laws, which he broke multiple of. However, the idea that the aspect of like you're to love God and so forth, it would be utter blasphemy to the God to try and babble about Jesus, because it is another type of thing. But she tries making claims regarding the Greek and so forth. The thing is, she doesn't understand the 613 laws and the fact that the Jewish Torah and even the Tanakh doesn't apply to them. For Christians to try and claim either, they're trying to steal what doesn't belong to them. The thing is, I go off, and I can go off hard, but this, now you're talking to Bonnie's mother. How do I know that? Other than what is being claimed here. There is no evidence, there is no way for me to know if this is true or not. There's no way for me to know the age. This could all be an elaborate scam being done by a Christian troll that is living in his mom's basement, making shit up as they go, that when they get cornered, then they're, oh, now you're talking to their mother. Fuck you. If you're the parent of a child, and your child is watching one of my videos and having a conversation with me, and you want to get involved, basically prove to me you're their parent. Prove to me you are different from the person that I've been interacting with. Because in this, I see nothing that indicates a change of person, because it's all one account. Where's their YouTube channel if they're the adult? The thing is, I don't automatically buy someone's claims just because they say it. The thing is, to try and act like using words like fuck, that somehow changes the validity of what I'm saying. It doesn't. The big issue, and my issue with this person is, frankly, I do not assume anyone is a child. Honestly, I regard letting a 15-year-old have free run of YouTube, as well as having free run of the internet, as being a piss poor parent. The bottom line is, I'm not your fucking educate. It's not my job to fucking educate your spawn. However, anyone that comes to my channel and says they adopted Christianity or Islam is going to get both goddamn barrels. As both are fucking immoral as hell and socially dangerous. Given your track record of not monitoring what your spawn are doing, I feel I have no choice but to drop your spawn's account into my troll bin. That is basically the bottom line that I have with it. And with someone like this, at least what YouTube will show me, is I can go to their YouTube page, but the Google one doesn't show. Or I would go there and it would totally remove their comment and so forth. The thing is, I had tried explaining to this child, or this person as I saw it, the idea of Jesus being the Son of Man and where that is false, as well as where the God had made it clear that it was the only one. And I went into the aspect of bloodline and the aspect of Messiah and the Jewish daddy type of idea, because tribal affiliation is only passed on by blood, a biological child. And then I went into explaining the difference between a Zerah and a Ben. If I had known I was talking to a 15-year-old, I wouldn't have gone into that. I just wouldn't have. It's not that, because I think it's a bit more deep than someone that young would be able to understand, because it's going into because neither of those are what would be showing up necessarily in English. That is the Hebrew word for something. So it's something that has been covered in an interview that I did with Mark Powers, where he talked about the difference between a Zerah and a Ben. And things like that I find interesting. And I will tear into somebody when they try to make stupid fucking claims. And yes, when I get irritated, yes, I have a fondness for the word fuck. And anybody that doesn't like the fact that I use the word fuck can go fuck themselves. The thing is, they do not understand, and most Christians don't understand, that the Old Testament, Torah and Tanakh, it's not theirs. It doesn't belong to them. And it's something Lewis Black had explained in his comedy of how he has said, Christians, you need to stop reading the Old Testament because, frankly, you just don't understand it. And it's not yours. It's not your book. Yeah, I decided to change the animation that I would use for the subscribe to my channel thing. The thing is, this also shows where, at least with like the Good and Kinky channel, I'm not so much interested in trying to have people that are prudish, people that have a problem with the female body. Frankly, I don't need you. I don't care. But all of this had gotten started with my channel because when I started a few years back, I had a calendar behind me that my girlfriend had gotten for me, and it was a swimsuit calendar. And it was something that you guys seem to basically like the eye candy. And I have no problem with having various eye candy up because when I started doing videos that I wasn't on camera, yeah, I would use eye candy and so forth as a way to either to enhance what I was saying or basically as filler to make it easier in making the video. The thing is, my job is not to parent your kids. If I would have teenagers or kids, I wouldn't let them have free reign of the internet at 15, so forth. Because even without getting into things like the dark web and the deep web, there are things online that are not necessarily meant for young people. And I had done a video where I had said if you're living with your parents and questioning religious beliefs, it may not be a good time to come forward with that, as long as you're living with under their roof type of thing. That in that regard, it's one of basically pick your battles. And if it's not basically in your best interest, if you don't feel that you can safely come out and say, I don't believe this or I'm questioning this, then don't do it. Wait till you are living on your own to basically break the news to your parents. Much the same way as coming out as being gay. Because in a lot of ways, for a lot of religious parents, it can be regarded in the same way. As if you're coming out as atheist or you're coming out as gay, their reaction for some religious parents, they would have a less hostile reaction to hearing that you're gay than hearing that you're an atheist. Because that's just basically the nature of the religious beast. Because when I had come out to my dad in my 30s and told him that I was an atheist, his response was basically classic. It was, how we raised you different. It's called I have a brain. It's called just because I was taught certain shit when I was a kid doesn't mean I'm going to blindly swallow it all my life. I can think for myself. I can look at things and be, you know what, this just doesn't make sense. Not to mention, I can look at this shit and be, even if I would believe it, I'm sorry, I can't go along with this. Even if you would have that this God is definitively proven, which it's not, but even if it would be, based on the shit that's in the damn book, I'm sorry I couldn't go along with it. For the same reason I couldn't go along with a Hitler, I couldn't go along with a Stalin. It wouldn't matter to me whether or not you can prove they exist or not. Existence doesn't equal goodness. And existence doesn't mean that I'm going to be going along with your program. If you're saying things and you're doing things that I don't agree with, I'm going to have issue with you. And it's going to have absolutely nothing to do with do you exist. It'll have to do with your position. Your ideas are not in line with what my moral code has. And that is something, I'm sorry, it just doesn't matter. You don't have the right to say, well, I exist, so that means you have to go along with me. No, I don't. I don't have to support your tyranny just because you exist. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Later, people.